we are going to draw various straight line graphs and find out the equation of the linear graphs. So before we deal with these line graphs, we will briefly talk about the coordinate plane where the graphs take place on it. To understand how graphs work, we first need to start with the number lines. Begins with the 0 and then positive numbers as you move to the right, then negative numbers as you move to the left. Then you can see integers, the whole numbers are alongside with the line. Now imagine that you have another number line and move one of the number line perpendicularly to the first line. Then you can see it intersect at that 0 point. So this is a coordinate plane. The first number line, can you see to the left and right side? This is called the x-axis, and then another number line up and down is called the y-axis. So when you plot the point, there is a rule to write the location of the point. That is called the coordinate. So first number is the location alongside the x-axis, and second number is the location alongside of the y-axis. So they are always working as a pairs, and the location of x-axis and location of y-axis together make the location of a point. So have a look at this black point. Let's write down the coordinate of the black point. So that is, so first number is the x-axis, that's 5, and second one number is y-axis, that's 3. So this is the 5.3. So on the number line, you can plot the point only left and right side, but since you have a coordinate plane, we can have a plenty of area to plot the point. So each sections have a different names. The first section, we can call it as a quadrant 1, and both x and y are positive, and then the quadrant 2, your x-axis is a negative and your y is a positive. Then quadrant 3 is all of your x and y are negative. Then finally, quadrant 4 is you have positive numbers on your x-axis and then negative numbers on your y-axis. Now you have a deep understanding of the coordinate plane and the plotting the point. Then you might ask a question to me like how these graph things are linking to the basic algebra. That's a very good question. You know what is the algebra? We learned that algebra is finding x and finding the relationship between two variables. So coordinate plane, you can see x and y, got it? Two variables, right? So the graph will effectively show the relationship between x and y. So we can have a better understanding of the equation because we can see how x and y are linking together on the coordinate plane. Now let's move on to the line graphs. So just remember, line, we can draw a line by connecting 2 points together, and then finding the coordinates of at least 2 points is the first thing we need to do when we draw the line graph. So let's have a look at the screen. Then we've got a line graph x equals 0. So we have an equation x equals 0, and we will draw the line graphs of x equals 0. Think about it. What you can see is we need to think about it. We need to find the coordinate of at least 2 points. Then we know x is 0, but we don't have any information about y. So how can you find the equation? Then you need to remember, look, coordinate plane, they always working together. The x equals 0, that means whatever y you have, your x is 0. See, if your y is 0, x is 0, well, your y is 1, x is still 0. Let's see, your y is minus 1, x is 0. So let's see the coordinates of the points. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So you can choose 2 points and then join them together. Then we can draw the line. Let's see, 0, minus 1, then 0, 0. Let's do it more. 0, 1, 0, 2. So let's connect all of these points together. So this is the line graph of x equals 0. What did you notice? This line graph is very familiar with us, yeah? Because this graph is the y-axis, right? Now we know that, wow, the equation of y-axis is x equals 0, right? Now, since we know that x equals 0 is the equation of y-axis, let's find the y equals 0. So let's draw the line graph of y equals 0. Again, always have a table to find out the coordinates of the points on the graph. So since we know that y is always 0, that means when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 0. When x is minus 1, y is 0. Whatever x you have, your y is always 0. So let's plot these points. So minus 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. So we join all the dots together that we can see what is y equals 0. So what did you notice about the y equals 0 line graph? Yes, exactly. It's same as the x-axis. Now we know that. So y equals 0 is the equation of x-axis. We've got another straight line that is y equals 5. Still, we only have a y. That means whatever x you have, your y is always 5. Let's put, so your x is 0, y is 5. Your x is 1, y is 5. Your x is minus 1, your y is still 5. Then we've got a minus 1, 5 and 0, 5 and 1, 5. Let's connect all of these points. Then the line is, so we can see the straight line. We can see horizontal line. That is y equals 5. And what did you notice about this line? We've got a straight horizontal line. And then let's have a look at the x-axis. How they are relating to each other. Then the line is parallel to the x-axis, right? So parallel line means two lines never meet, right? Then now let's talk about the x equal 9 graph. So figuring out our point on the x equal 9. So x equal 9 means whatever y you have, your x is always 9. When your y is 0, x is 9. When your y is 1, x is 9. When your y is minus 1, x is 9. Then let's plot all of these points. 9, minus 1, 9, 0, 9, 1. Let's see. So look at the graph. We've got a vertical straight line graph, right? So this is x equal 9. Then have a look at the y-axis. What did you notice? The line x equal 9 graph is a parallel to the y-axis. When you extend the graph, the two lines you never meet, right? Now I have another graph, y equal x. This looks a bit different because since we don't have two variables, now we have both x and y. So let's draw the table. When x is 1, let's substitute numbers in our equation. Then when x is 1, y is 1. When x is 2, y is 2. And x is 3, y is 3 as well. So as you can see the equation, x and y is equal, right? Let's plot the points. So 1, 1, 2, 2, then 3, 3. Then when we join these points together, let's have a look at the minus 1. So minus 1, minus 1. Since we joined all of these points together, we can see the line graph y equal x. So this is the line graph y equal x. As you can see, x and y is the same. Then this line is just go through the origin 0, 0, then it's always x, your variable x and your variable y is always the same. And next one, so let's draw the y equal minus x graph. So always when you draw the line graph, have a table and find out the coordinates of the points using the equation. So when x is 1, your y is minus 1. And then when your x is 2, then you can look at the equation, your y is minus 2. Then when your x is 3, your y is minus 3. When your x is minus 1, then minus, put them together, 1. So let's join the points all together. Then you can see the straight diagonal lines, that is called y equal minus x. But just remember, we just know that y equal x-axis is this, right? Then let's compare y equal x graph and y equal minus x graph. So we have a two line graph, y equal x and then y equal minus x. So what's the difference? Did you notice the difference between them? Look at the y equal x-axis. It looks like it's growing graph and then y equal minus x is decreasing graph. When x is increasing, then y equal x, your y value is increased as well. But y equal minus x graph, your x is increasing, but your y is decreasing. So it moves opposite way. Then let's move on to another line graph, that's y equal 2x graph. Again, always let's have a table to find our point. When your x is 1, let's put 1 inside the equation. 2 times 1 equals 2. Then when your x is 2, 2 times 2 is a 4. Did you notice the equation? Your y is always 2 times bigger than your x, right? So now we are drawing y equal 2x graph. Let's plot all these points. So you can see that this is y equal 2x graph. Y is always 2 times bigger than x. As we already know, how does the y equal x graph look like? Then let's join them together. Let's compare. So left line is y equal x and y line is y equal 2x. So how they are different? What's the difference between these two graphs? So as you can see, the blue graph y equal 2x is a bit more steeper than the y equal x graph, right? Then since we know that y equal x, y equal 2x, let's draw the y equal half x graph. That means the equation means your y is always half of x, right? So let's put the numbers. Since you've got a half, let's deal with the even numbers. I'm going to put, you can put actually any numbers. So 0, 0, 4, when your x is 4, half of 4 is 2. Then when your x is, this time I'm going to choose 8, and half over 8, it gives you 4. Let's draw the line graph. So connect the points. Then you can see y equal half x graph here. Let's put all of these three graphs all together. So we can have in the middle, we've got y equal x graph, and then the blue one is y equal 2x. Then the last one, we drew y equal half x graph, right? So what did you notice? As you can see, they all go through the 0, 0, and then let's have their steepness. So since y equal x, then your y equal 2x is steeper than y equal x, and then y equal half x is a bit more even than the y equal x. So this is one thing you need to remember. Then these are all the graphs we drew in this lesson. So as you can see, what I want you to do is thinking about how they are linking together. What is the same and what is the different? So focus on the numbers in front of x, then finding out the relationship between them. So this is the end of this video. Then next video we will discuss about these line graphs, so how they are different and then how they are linking together. So before moving on to the next video, please explain these your own words. Then I will see you at the next lesson. Bye.